Hello, my name is Ilona, and I want to talk about controlled opposition first. And I'm sure you've heard about this controlled opposition. It really means that pretty much the dark energies been controlling both sides of the political spectrum. In the media, they push one side and then they also push the other side to keep people occupied in this divide and conquer. It's been going on for a very long time. This weekend I read William Bramley's Gods of Eden. I thought it was an interesting book. He does have a very different perspective on the Bible. So if you're not really want to read about that, I would just leave it for what it is. But I really read the entire book, and he has a very interesting way of showing both sides being controlled by the dark energies. And that's been going on for a very long time. Of course, see it in America. The Democrats, but also the Republicans, have been pretty much working for the same side. They create this diversion, so people actually believe that they have choices. And here in the Netherlands, we have a lot of political parties, so it seems like there is some kind of choice, there is a freedom, but ultimately controlled opposition means that the parties that are like on opposite ends still follow the same agenda. So they will not push things really for the most important things. They will make sure that people are divided. And by keeping them divided, they won't be able to unite. And it's very interesting. I think it was written in 1513. He wrote Machiavelli. I'm talking about. He wrote Il Principe, so The Prince, and it was published after his death, so in 1532. And it was a very important book. I do believe that he kind of explains the dark energies. They do that. They even in TV series, they bring certain truths. And if people do not object, they're like, oh, see, they're agreeing with it. So that's free will. We've got their consent. And they just continue their games. And I think the Il Principe, or The Prince, is about that the ends justifies the means. And that's, of course, a very frightening thought if you truly think about that. And it also talks about divide and conquer. And he puts up a warning, Machiavelli, that you can use that, so you can work both sides. What's been happening in the wars. The dark energies obviously been financing both sides, making a lot of money, and of course keeping people divided. But he mentioned the people should not be aware of this. As soon as people are aware that someone else is pulling the strings, it all falls apart. So these people that were divided can unite then, because then they have a common enemy. That's why you have avoid at any cost, that people will start to understand that really there's a force behind this controlling everything. So with controlled opposition, also in political parties, they do mention certain things, but they do not mention the real things that are important, like the World Economic Forum that is pulling the strings, like these agendas they're all pushing through. So they avoid that. They might say a little bit about it, but they never push the issue. And that's what they've been doing for a very long time. So especially politically, you have opposition, and that opposition is kind of just throwing out certain things that are not important. Of course, again, this divide and conquer. We've had politicians for a very long time pushing this divide between the people of the Netherlands and the people coming in. They were really pushing that, trying to get people angry, frustrated. So they're occupied with, talking about that and not seeing what's really going on behind the scene. That's really is the task of the controlled opposition. I am well aware that a lot of people still think Baudet, with this political party, is part of this controlled opposition, and that's fine with me if people see it that way. I see him as a white hat influence. And I saw this morning, or at least I think it was published yesterday, that on the mainstream media, a very interesting article about Baudet showed up, where he talks about certain beliefs he has, and that he believes that the world is governed by evil reptiles, and that he sees Mr. P from Russia as actually helping out cleaning up in the Ukraine, and cleaning up and unmasking the beast that apparently is hiding there in the Ukraine. Well, of course, this sounds, most people in the truth community will, of course, know about this. Very interesting that this is now coming out. So I just want to take a look at that. I think this is very interesting. I don't think that this is by accident. This is dropping truths, and especially with a lot of people that are completely unaware of all this, it's necessary to bring truths, to plant seeds. So I just want to take a look at the energy of what this was about, this energy. That the fact that he's mentioning this, because I'm sure this will go around. And let's see, we have the 7 of Cups, so that's interesting. We have the Page of Wands as the central card. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the past. We have the Empress underneath the Page of Wands. We have the King of Cups for the future, and the the Hermit in the future as well. So this shows me that this is actually, again, a Whitehead influence. Doesn't surprise me at all. I think they are really starting to drop truths, real truths. People need to understand that these things are going on. So when things are coming out, they are not going to be completely shocked, although I'm sure a lot of people are going to be shocked anyway. A lot of confusion going on, which is also the point of people. I think people are more and more opening up for this. And the truth community, people are waking up, people are starting to do research, and people will probably start researching this as well. Very important that these things are now, coming out, especially in mainstream media. This is an article on the mainstream media here in the Netherlands. Very interesting. So this is about waking up people, showing them again. This is about people connecting them with their own feelings, with their own intuition, because that's really what this part is all about. It's people starting to trust their own intuition. We've been just so far away from what is real, what isn't real. We've been in this divide and conquer for such a long time that it is sometimes tough to just look at things and where is this going? What is this energy? A lot of us are still, of course, very distrustful, especially for politicians. So, of course, Baudet is like, yeah, right, well, he's a politician, so he has to be awful. He has to be part of this controlled opposition. That's not how I view this. A lot of people in the systems have been placed there or switched. It's very possible that he may have made a deal or whatever. It doesn't really matter. His actions are important, and this is showing people whether they're going to do something with it or not. But this is leading to confusion, because I'm sure a lot of people will read it and just like, oh, see, he's just crazy, he's awful. But there are going to be people like, what is he saying? Why is he saying this? I think I've heard something about this. I think someone said something about this. Maybe I should start talking to this person and see if I can learn more things. It is planting seeds, and that's what this is about, planting seeds. This period is really just trying to open people's minds as much as possible. So when things really are going to come out, they are not going to be this shocked. So this is about connection, people connecting with their own feelings, their own emotions. This is about learning to trust your own truths and finding the truth in yourself. That's what the Hermit is about. And I think that's very important now, the part that we are in, to really start trusting your intuition, your gut feeling. What is it telling me? What should I be doing? Which way should I go? It's very important. And that we start uniting, that we starting to understand we have a common enemy that is really that's about controlling humanity. We need to unite as humanity. We need to step away from all these diversions and all these divisions that they have created, that they are essentially responsible for. And it's very important that we step away from that. So I believe that this is part of just sowing a seed, sort of planting a seed. And I think that's very, very important. I also want to take a look at the energy of, let's see. Which one should I take, the USA or the global energy? I think I'm going to take the global energy. I think there's so much going on also in the USA, and I think it's all connected. So I'm going to take a look at the global energy, what is going on. We have the Five of Wands. We have Justice as the central card. We've got the Star in the past. We have the Ten of Cups underneath the Justice card. We have the Eight of Pentacles for the future, near future, and the Ten of Swords. So we are really in the period of justice. I think behind the scenes, a lot of justice is being served. I think we're going to see more truths coming out. It's about truth. It's about balance. It's about just showing people what's really been going on. There's still some fighting obviously going on. The dark energies are not just gonna lay down and like, you know, we surrender. They won't. They still put out these false flags. We of course have a lot of distractions. They've got these people now throwing things at art and trying to glue themselves to art or the wall. It doesn't really matter. This is all part of false flags. These are all part of just distractions, keeping people distracted. And they're using, unfortunately, that's the feeling I'm getting, people that are MK Ultra to doing this, to doing their bidding, to keep people occupied, to keep that divide and conquer going, to just hopefully turn people against each other so we won't look at behind the curtain who's really standing there. And so that's what this is about. But this truthful energy is showing who's behind the curtain, what's been going on for so long. And this is also about really connecting, uniting humanity. We are really in the part that we need to trust ourselves, our connection to God, and understanding as humanity, we are all connected. We should all unite and just stop with this oppression that's been going on. We need to stop giving away our control and take it back and start really connecting with everyone around us. And we can only do that by connecting with ourselves. Still a lot of work needs to be done around the world. We of course see China eyeing Taiwan. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of things have already happened between China and Taiwan, but it still needs to become public. People still need to see that. A lot of things are going on in Ukraine, and really Russia is now going all in. There of course been NATO, I think, kind of been there as well, so they're taking care of that as well. And this is really about a radical change. And I think we're going to see more and more things happening. Like I've said, we're pretty close to whatever is going to happen. We have to wait and see. Be prepared. Just make sure you have food, you have water, you have things you need for your pets, for yourself. Just think what will happen if there is going to be a blackout. What can I do? What can I eat? What do I need then? Make sure, just be prepared. We just don't know how long it's going to take, when it's going to happen, what's exactly going to happen. But we do know that decisions will be made, and we are now really in the end of what's going on. We're really going to see things happening. It wouldn't surprise me if things are going to happen very, very fast. So this is what I want to talk about right now. I'm kind of looking at the cards if something else is going to pop up. We are being protected. Very important. We have protection from the spiritual realms, from other dimensions. We are protected from other off-worlders. We really need to trust, work on ourselves, connect with ourselves, and know we are going to be all right. I'd like to leave it at that. Hope to see another video. Bye.